I just recently played probably one of my favorite indie horror games. The game is titled Summer of 58. It was created by Emika Games and was released on July 21st, 2021. The game has a total of 3,168 reviews with a rating of very positive. Now, I did go into this game a little bit skeptical because I have played some indie horror games before where it had very positive reviews, and then I go and play it and I'm like, that shit was pretty mid. My initial reaction to the game, when we first loaded in, I honestly thought it was one of those games where the creator kind of polished the look of the game and the style of the game, but didn't really do much for gameplay. Because when you first go in, you're kind of lost, and you're kind of like, okay, what's going on? So am I just kind of like... Someone feed the cats here? I don't know, did they? It looks nice outside. As I continued playing, I realized that lost feeling was intended, and it was done extremely well. It was meant to kind of make you feel like you're actually in that location, and you're just discovering everything as you move along in this space, in this map, this location, and you just get that, like, hair standing on the back of your neck feeling as you play the game, and it kind of makes you want to, like, make your character run out of that scenario and be like, what the fuck are we doing here, dog? So, hello? What the fuck was that? Hey, come get me out of here, it's creepy. I attribute that feeling to the audio. The audio is spooky, and it, like I said, gave me that fight or flight response. Because as you're playing, things are like crashing around you. You walk into one room, and the room you just walked out of, something just fell off the wall, and it's like this loud crash. Not like a, oh, ting, oh, okay, cool, something fell. No, it's like this very loud crash. Like things are flying everywhere in that room, and you're just kind of like, what the fuck? What just happened? What the hell? Hello? What the fuck? So you like go in there, and it activates like the next thing in the game, and it helps you move throughout the space and discover the story and understand what is happening. Now, in the moments where you're kind of looking around and you're kind of like, what's going on? What's next, man? You kind of go around and you see like these newspaper clippings or pictures or stuff like that, and there's things for you to look at and kind of better understand the story and understand what the hell happened in the past and why you're there in the first place, kind of discovering this haunted space and why it's haunted and what happened, and just unraveling the story in a very basic but well done way. What's this? You need to pick up a small mirror and stand in front of a large one to make a corridor. Say 3 times, "Barefoot lady, show me my fate, and I will give my shoes in return." Investigation is underway on the disappearance of children. An employee of the Unas Pioneer Camp, which was opened in 1955 under the leadership of Director Mariah, and it told whatever. Now, the space that you play in is very small, and I'm honestly very happy that it was small. It started out as like 3 rooms, a bathroom, the main room, and like a little hallway. So there's not much space to really move around in, but that kind of created this beautiful experience because you kind of had to analyze everything a little bit closer, and you had to figure out like, okay, what's going on here? And it really did help, like I said, drive the story forward in your mind and help you learn what the hell is going on. And I also noticed the game like obviously goes off of triggers. So whenever you do one thing, so you'll walk down the hallway, for example, oh, there's nothing really down here. You come back and you're still looking for stuff, and maybe you do that 2 or 3 times, and then something happens. So it felt like the game was kind of tracking where you're going and triggering events throughout the game to trigger the next thing to move on in the game. I can't really do anything else. I guess just keep walking around and triggering like events. The music's getting... Find a lighter or matches. Oh, okay. This created a neat pacing. Now, there were moments where it felt slow, and I was kind of like, okay, what's going on? Let's get to the next thing. Let's do that next thing, right? Because like I said, it just felt like you sometimes had to go back and forth through the same location 3 times before something ever happened. However, the scares and moving on to that next thing never disappointed me in any moment. So those moments where it felt like it was dragging was overpowered by that scare and by that next thing that you had to do, or the next thing you had to uncover, which greatly benefited. Can I open this door now, please? Stop laughing at me. This isn't funny. This isn't funny. Hi, little girl. What the fuck just happened to me? The story itself is very interesting. I'm not going to go too much into it just because I don't want to really spoil anything, so that if you want to go play it, which I highly recommend that you go play it. Fantastic game. But the story was very interesting, but you did have to pay attention. Like, you had to pay attention to what was going on and kind of really read, like, newspaper articles and things on the walls and stuff like that. Like, you really had to read that stuff to kind of understand what was going on. With that, though, at the end of the game, it does a pretty good job at, like, doing a recap almost and just kind of giving you the quick version of what happened and why everything happened as it did, which was nice. For, you know, I had moments, like I said, I was streaming it, I had moments where I would look away for a second at chat or something, and I'd come back like, wait, what just happened, you know? But you can figure it out, and you do get that final, like, resolution and what happened and everything about the game at the end in, like, 30 seconds to a minute. So that was very nice. But overall, story, good story. Phenomenal job. I'll give that some clapperinos. You know what I'm saying? The jump scares. This is obviously what everybody wants out of a horror game, right? They did a fantastic job with the jump scares, and I know in a lot of, like, especially indie horror games, shit, even AAA horror games, like, sometimes the jump scares just don't connect, or there are too few of them, or there's too many of them, or they become way too predictable. The creator of this game did a phenomenal job with the jump scares. I never really had a moment of predictability with the scares. Like, I don't think I ever had one time where I'm walking and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get a jump scare here. Oh no. And if I did, it just wasn't there, right? So I was like, oh, okay. And then maybe it would have happened like a few seconds later. So my point is there was never really a predictability behind it, right? And sometimes they were very fast. Sometimes you get like 3 in a row, and it would just like get you every single time. And then other times you just get one, and then you're like, all right, I'm waiting on the next one because it was fast last time. You know, the game's speeding up here, but nothing. Jump scares, all in all, I think that creator can give themselves a big old pat on the back because, man, it was good. Oh, the door's open now. Go. Whose goddamn white baby is that? Little shit. Grandma. What is this box? There's another box. More boxes. Of course. What the fuck was that? Overall, this game I would recommend to anyone. Whether you're a super avid horror fan or you're just getting into horror games, I would highly recommend it. Beautiful thing about this game is it's not too long. I think that's another thing with horror games. Me personally, sometimes they can drag too long, and the creator just doesn't really fill in a lot of blank spaces. This game, I think, for me, ran an hour 30, so it's about a 90-minute game, which, again, absolutely loved. Got all my jump scares, got an entire story, got all that stuff in a short amount of time. I was able to move on and just kind of soak in this story. I will have this game linked below in the description, so if any of you want to go check it out, I again, highly recommend it. Can't recommend it enough. I think the game is about $8 or $9 right now, so yeah, definitely give it a shot. It's very inexpensive and a fantastic experience for the price. I plan on releasing the full playthrough of this game. I'm just going to take it off of my stream from the other night and just upload it here. So you'll just get a very uncut version of me playing this game. So if you want to kind of experience it with me, maybe you can't afford it, maybe you don't have a PC but you're interested in the game, you can come watch it, watch me react to it. Anyway, with all that, like I said, please consider liking and subscribing if you want to see more of these in the future. Have a fantastic day.